I'll tell you what, you don't know what you have until it's gone. So Keegan has been a reliable source for me, and he decided that he was gonna do all his vacation at once. And you know what? The man hardly ever took a day off. I agreed to it long ago, but now he's gone, and all I can say is, F you, Keegan. I'm just kidding. So at the end of the day, Keegan is taking a dream vacation, a well-deserved one. And like I said, he hardly ever takes a day off. So well earned, but the minute he left, hit the fan. And my poor communication skills with my wife caused a little bit of a mix-up. So of course now we also have a little mini vacation coming up this weekend. So what I'm gonna do today is get all the cans that needed to be done, which is quite a few, plus some, because over the weekend I had some drops, and then leading into Monday I had some drops. And I'm gonna get all those done today so we don't disappoint any customers. We're getting an early start, but honestly, I already feel behind. Would be a perfect time to mention one of our sponsors. If you followed the channel for a long time, you already know about my friends at Docket. Docket provides such an all-in-one solution, it's ridiculous. And I'm not just saying that just because they sponsor the channel. Their software has changed our business entirely. So while Keegan is on vacation, or if I take a vacation of my own, I can make sure all the back-end work is still happening. We're not accidentally overbooking. We're making sure that people are getting their dumpsters when they're supposed to. We're making sure we get paid when we're supposed to, and we're providing the best customer experience possible without sacrificing our own sanity. So if you're in the dumpster game and you've been putting it off for so long, give your customers that experience, give yourself that mental break, and allow yourself to grow your company in the easiest way possible. Take a look at the link in the description below, click it, sign up for your own demo, and I promise you can see all the things that you've been missing while you're trying to do it without somebody like Docket. Outside of providing you a free demo, they are going to sweeten the deal if you are using that link from Rolling Operations, and I promise you we wouldn't be promoting it if we weren't using it ourselves, because it's probably one of the biggest things that have improved our business. But with that, let's get back to work. Gotta love it too when you're in a hurry, you jump in the truck and there's no fuel. So we're gonna hit the closest station, which will of course be the most expensive station. Well, of course that one doesn't work. I had to go to a whole nother station because the guy next to me went inside and was in there for a while. There we go. Let's hit both tanks so we don't have to come back. Alright, let's go drop some freaking cans. I got a special request. I'm a town over and the fire chief asked if I could drop this dumpster inside of the building, so I gotta be very careful.
Somebody took it apparently. You'll get some reviews.
Oh, I appreciate it. I really do. Old 7.3, he said it's got 87,000 miles on it. I'm gonna be calling about that one day. He asked if I had kids. I said, yeah, I got one. He said, oh, I'll get this for him and his friends. I didn't tell him that she was, 1 year old and, a girl, but hey, I'm gonna play with it. I just love customers that are really appreciative, especially when you do something a little special like that. He was kind of like, I really want it here, but I cannot damage the concrete. He's like, man, I'll make this thing not touch the concrete. Don't you worry. So we got on some boards, used some old fire hose. It'll be an easy pickup. All right, so we marked that down in the Docket app and we're on to the next one. All right, getting the next one picked up. Since I'm dropping a couple off early to customers that have reserved them for the weekend, every one of these cans is gonna be gone. Which is nice because we haven't turned anybody away yet. I am sure we're gonna get 1 or 2 calls. We always get those last minute ones. So really, we're due for a few more and we have ordered a couple more. It's gonna take them a little while to get here, but we're debuting a new color. Take a guess what it is. Okay, so we're headed to this weekend rental first, and then the cool thing is we kind of loop back around and get a couple more in. I'd say one of the most important things I do after hours or, before we start our day is that route planning. And normally it's split between Keegan and I, especially on a super busy day. even with having to do the weekend rentals, this isn't going to be terrible because I really did learn a lot from my brother who has a FedEx route about kind of, you know, planning your route so you're coming back towards other things. Especially you have to go back to the terminal, you know, you go back to the shop. It kind of switches things up, and it helps to have 2 different dump locations for us because we can kind of work 2 different ends of the counties that we run in. So yeah, it works out, but it's still a handful for a single guy. Normally he can do a lot of the empties and I can take care of the drops, and then we can even like swap dumpsters so we keep things going. I stand by the point that you can get away with having less inventory but more trucks within reason. You don't need 5 trucks if you only have 10 cans. But if you have 2 trucks and 10 cans or 12 cans, it is pretty nice because you can actually have one guy doing all the drops and then you're getting the pickups in with another guy and then swapping cans back and forth. So you're actually keeping the customer happy because they're getting their can early, and then you're also getting stuff emptied simultaneously. So there's days that if you only had one guy running, you might need 6 cans emptied, but it's going to be impossible to do if you also have 4 drops. But you might be like, why would you do that, Clayton? Because obviously if he's emptying the can, he can take it straight to the customer. Well, yeah, obviously that is true. But sometimes the customer that ordered a can is way out in the middle of nowhere, and it's better if he goes to the shop. Or what happens more often than not, you're emptying 4 14 yards all day, but you just happen to have 3 20-yard drops happening. So then that person can focus on that. That's where it really benefits. Obviously, the easiest thing to do is empty your can and take it to the next customer. And that is super ideal when that plays out. But that's not always the case. You get some weird places you sometimes have to deliver. This one's one of them. This is nothing for some of you mountain town guys, but man, these are the things I hate delivering in the snow. Right now it's not bad. We're just gonna end up kind of scraping up the gravel a little bit. Might need to put her in 4-wheel drive, but it's just, these are the things that gets tight. You got trees sometimes across the road the customer didn't know about because they haven't been here in a couple days. It's just stuff you gotta watch out for. Low hanging limbs because they only have cars. They don't drive trucks and trailers through here. You just never know. But it is pretty. I don't recognize this place, and the customer says I've been here before. They might have meant Keegan, so I definitely am going to double check because I don't recognize this place at all. It's very cool. 3 big red barns, beautiful house, all kinds of acreage. But before I have to get this monster out of here, I want to make sure it's in the right place. Luckily, I got a response that said I am at the right place, but I'm trying to verify where it's getting dropped. It seems like this person can't take a call while they're at work, which is totally understandable, but I'm trying to get it in the most appropriate spot, which unfortunately is probably going to be grass, but it's not too far away from the drive where I'm scared about it. But beautiful property. I mean, there's a pond down there, 3 barns. It's kind of crazy. You go from something like this to delivering a dumpster for Jersey Mike's, 10 minutes away. That is kind of the beautiful part of the Midwest. There's little pockets of just nature, and then you've got the city. Okay, we're sending it because we got to keep moving, and based on the instructions, that's as close as we can get it. All right, on to the next one. So we got that one dropped, but the problem is I think I've gotten a call every hour asking if we're still on for today. Customers asking, and really I think the reason why is return customers are, very used to us just being super prompt. So when I'm down a guy, Keegan, if the dumpster's not there very early in the morning, they're just kind of like, what's going on? They get that customer anxiety. And I think that comes from them ordering from other companies in the past where they get that phone call on the day of their drop that says, hey, we accidentally overbooked and we're not going to be able to get you your dumpster. And that's really where customer service comes in. So these people are anxious for their dumpsters, but we're still on top of it. But man, I get that call a lot because as we grew, we had to turn off time slots. We used to deliver dumpsters within a 30-minute window. That obviously became harder and harder, and it more or less fell into a route instead. Whatever fell best into the route, unless they had priority as a contractor, somebody who needs that dumpster 7 a.m. and it has to be emptied and off the property by noon, something crazy like that. Then, of course, yeah, we'll be on top of that. But your regular residential customer that's got flexibility, they kind of fall into the route. But they still have that anxiety that the dumpster's never going to show. Had to stop by the house because I almost forgot we had a dumpster bag rental. Man, I bet that guy's feeling overweight. That's a huge haul. I wonder if somebody paid for that, or if it's his. Another one. I might kind of seem like a whiny baby because I'm complaining about being busy, because really at the end of the day, I'd rather be crazy busy and worried about things running smooth than not being busy at all and sitting around wondering why the customers aren't calling. So at the end of the day, every problem I've complained about today, it's a good problem, and I'm happy for it. I just stress about making sure that I, go through for the customer. Yeah, buddy. Luckily, this dumpster bag is only 6 blocks away from the actual shop. Another one with a tight driveway, but at least it's nice and straight. Nothing crazy. I was initially bummed here for a second because when I called this guy, he said he wasn't here. And I knew he wanted to pay with a check and then put a card on file because he would just rather do that. But when he was going through the online process, he realized that he could actually pay with a check online with an ACH transfer. Something I totally forgot Docket offers, but it's super handy for the people who are like, oh, I don't have a card. And be like, okay, well, you can put a bank account number on file instead. And works just the same. I love it. Easy enough. Let's get out of here. Can't forget to lower that lift. Wouldn't that be a disaster? I've seen it happen. I feel like all of us have that kind of thing in the back of our head of, I never want to be that guy. Takes out somebody's roof. All right. Only a couple left for today's. Just rolled up to one of my first pickups, and right in the way of my tire path, I found this right on the ground. Open. That is the type of thing that can ruin your day. Sheesh. Just enough room. Whew. Heat of the day's here. That one made me sweat a little bit. While I'm out here running my butt off, I do just wonder a little bit what Keegan's up to.
What's up, Clayton? I hope you're having a good time back there running the business. I'm having a good time over here. Now I know how you felt while you were in Hawaii. Great time. I'm gonna be over here chilling. I'll send you some clips here and there. Let you know how it's going over here, and we'll see how it's going over there. Cheers, buddy. Bink.
One last rental. We gotta get this picked up and ran back to town. The last one went actually right next to my house for my neighbor, so that worked out pretty good. I didn't even want to send this one out because one of our last customers busted the board up front, but I let the guy know and he said, oh heck man, I don't care. So you gotta let the customer know that kind of stuff, I guess. I mean, you really don't have to let them know. 9 out of 10 customers probably wouldn't even notice because it's just the front piece. But the one customer that does, they might be like, this looks trash. You just gotta really think of that kind of stuff. I know some people are gonna say that's over the top, but you gotta think of it. Better communication and the better customer experience you provide your customer, the happier they will be. and the more often they'll use you. Let's go. That is my style right there. So we already put in over 250 miles today and we're still not done. Earlier this morning, I was talking about how my poor communication skills overlapped a trip my wife planned and obviously Keegan's vacation, right? Outside of that, I also need to get this thing delivered to Texas. This is where it kind of all comes together. We are headed to Arkansas for a beautiful trip to Beaver Lake. Well, on the way to Arkansas is Springfield, Missouri, which is also home to Sandcrest Trailers, owned by Phil. Phil is one of the coolest guys in the trailer game. He sold me my first trailer, and believe it or not, I still have it to this day. And actually, I bought my second one from him too. He's been an awesome asset to me. I know the first time I bought one from him, he probably was like, oh, this kid knows nothing, because I showed up with my first truck, bought my first trailer, and I was green, let's just say that, and he knew it. Since then, he's been an incredible asset for me, and he's helped me learn quite a few things, kept me in touch with new things coming up, and he is actually going to help me get this bad boy to Texas and save me quite a bit of time. Instead of driving it to Texas, I'm going to drop it off to him in Springfield, and he's going to take it the rest of the way there so I can continue doing all the daily stuff we have here without interruption. Before we get on the road though, I'm a sweaty mess. I need to take a shower and I need to get packed. My wife congratulated me this morning for packing. What she doesn't realize is I just hadn't unpacked and she was seeing the suitcase full from the bachelor party I got back from last weekend. So I guess that's what I'm wearing this weekend. A pair of swim trunks, that's all I really need. We're about ready to hit the road. The cool thing is, the friends we're going with, they own their own boat, so they're gonna be driving separate from us. I'm gonna drive this, drop it off in Springfield, and from there, we'll all get in the same truck together and head the rest of the way to Arkansas. I've heard good things about Beaver Lake. If you've been there, drop in the comments how nice it is. Here we go. .6 miles per gallon. It's the only time this truck will probably ever see that, honestly. 11.7. 11.7. .9. Look at that. 11.9. Oh, gotta get those stretches in. Get a little bump. 12 miles to the gallon. Thank you. I'd say that's a world record. Okay, we made it. Huge shout out to Phil again at Sandcrest. There's a reason he's one of the biggest and best in the industry for the trailer sales. I can't thank him enough. He's gonna load this bad boy onto a trailer, should have it down to Texas in a few days, and I can't wait to show you what they're gonna do with it next. From here, we're gonna lock her up. I couldn't help but leave a little Midwest favorite hidden in here for him. But from here, I'm headed to the lake. We're gonna try to relax a little bit. Oh yeah. Keegan, my man, this one's for you. It's been a great couple of years, and I'm glad you're taking a couple weeks off. I can't wait till you get back though. And I can't wait to continue to grow this business with you because we've got a lot of things planned, as you know. But hopefully the rest of you will join us for the rest of the journey and keep seeing what this all turns into. I owe a lot of my success to the work that Keegan puts into the business, and I'll never be able to repay him for it all. I appreciate you, man. I seriously do. You're an asset. That's all there is to it. But you deserve this vacation. I'll catch the rest of you in the next one. And Keegan, like I said, man, enjoy it. Seriously.